Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Real Football Talk. I have Adil, Famik, and Ruel with me. We'll be discussing France versus Portugal and Germany's abysmal performance against Hungary, and we'll also be looking into the round of 16. England playing Germany in the next round. Famik, what did you make of the France performance against Portugal?
Uh, Same as always. They don't really dominate games. They just kind of play on a counter attack when they're playing against teams who are of a similar or better level to them. And that's what they did today. Um, Not all that impressive, but they did enough to. They finished top, didn't they? They did enough to finish
They
top.
topped the group, yeah, they topped the group.
It wasn't like they had to work hard for it, really.
Do you think they were kind of handed some of the penalty for Benzema?
I personally think it's a penalty, only because you'd get a free kick somewhere else for that same thing. That's it. Not because it's a penalty.
Had nothing to do with Mbappe getting touched. Lost catch, should I say? Well,
Do you know what it is? It's one of those where I thought it was a harsh penalty, but you see free kicks given for that all the time. And if a free kick
no way, fam. You do not get free kicks when the ball is going out of play. He wasn't even running in line with the pass.
You're thinking of Premier League football.
No, fam. I think this obsession with Mbappe has gone to a different level today.
Mbappe's been rubbish. I'm not even.
Any other player fall down, you're not calling that a pen.
I'd have given it to Ronaldo. I'd have given it to Neymar. I'd have given it to everybody. Everybody would have won that penalty. No, I'm glad the goalkeeper's one was a penalty though, because goalkeepers get protected a lot, and this was one of those where they got the decision right.
Yeah, I was happy that decision was given because that it was clear cut. I mean, the only reason he got a touch on the ball was because Danilo headed it on.
Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, but yeah,
pretty much punch him straight on the face, though, isn't it?
The Mbappe penalty was a joke, and this Mateo Lajos, I can see why everyone takes the piss out of him and calls him the Mike Dean of Spanish league, because this guy just loves getting involved. He loves making decisions that haven't even happened.
But to be fair, he was the referee for the Champions League final, wasn't he?
Yeah, but even in the Champions League,
he did all right.
All the controversial games in the Champions League, he was the ref for. And I think in the Spanish league, he holds the record for the amount of penalties he gives, and it's because of these things.
Yeah,
he's the Mike Dean of European referees.
European referee. Ruel, what did you make of the game? Apart from the Mike Dean of.
Apart from the referee being man of the match, it was a good game to watch. We had Portugal who had to get a point or win the game, where France already had, I think, 4 points before this game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So France was comfortable. I thought the way Portugal lined up with Bruno Fernandes not starting, I thought that was key, because Bruno's not been great or he's been tired.
Bruno's been the same Bruno.
Yeah, but end of the day, I think maybe it doesn't the way they play. I don't know what it is, but Renato Sanchez today in the first half, he was beast. The game he was playing, the strength he's showing, the passing, the Renato Sanchez we were all bigged up 6-7 years ago when we said this wonder kid came into the Euros and was like, this guy's really good. 4 years ago, it seems that long ago. It seems that long ago, but however the Renato Sanchez at Swansea to the Renato Sanchez now is a totally different Renato Sanchez.
His biggest problem is the consistency, isn't it? That consistency is.
He had a good season. I just think Swansea were too below his level. It's like when you watch Pogba play for Man United and Pogba play for France.
But I think the move from Portugal to Bayern Munich was quick too for him too. I think he should stay in Portugal a bit longer. But however, I thought he was fantastic in the game. Semedo had an excellent game. I thought even the keeper for Portugal, he saved them. Pogba with that shot, it's a world-class save. But yeah, it's a fascinating game. Referee kind of ruined it because some of the decisions he gave was ridiculous. Even till the last minute where France should have had a penalty. Bruno, that was a foul. That was a penalty. But however, I think VAR thought, two big teams, we want them to go through and whatever.
I think if it was Bruno Fernandes diving in the other end, that would have been a penalty.
But yeah, it was a good game. I'm just disappointed that from all the stars in on the pitch, the man Ronaldo, stepped up. I know he's penalties, but you need the balls to do that and score the goals. And I thought Ronaldo played very, very well. He did what he needed to do, and I'm happy for Benzema. That second goal was a classy goal. The ball from Pogba was amazing. You know what, Pogba? I always say bad things about Pogba when he's playing for United. However, for France, he's a different animal. The guy does things that you expect him to do week in, week out in the Premier League, but he doesn't do it. Maybe it's personnel around him. However, he's an elite midfielder, and some of the stuff he does is unbelievable. And that ball, I don't know what Diaz was doing. The ball came round him in front of Benzema. The ball curled round in front of Benzema to finish off. I thought Pogba was great, but I think France wasn't up to the standards. They weren't playing. I think they were playing 70-75%.
I think they were just okay with just like
I think France next round I think you'll see it different. But it was a good game, fascinating game, and I enjoyed it. It's a good game.
I think the thing with the Pogba is he needs N'Golo Kante to perform like that. Basically, N'Golo Kante gives him that freedom to kind of just push up slightly higher, not worry about the balls in behind or off the ball. And at United, you always see him looking around. It's like he's not sure what he has to do off the ball. But at France, he's just not bothered. He's got the beast behind him, mopping up everything. He just needs to focus on creating, and you see that freedom.
But I mean, he played another ball to Mbappe.
Renato Sanchez is the same, though. I think he can't play in any other system other than a three-man midfield. He needs to be given that free license too. As soon as he goes into a two-man midfield, he just messes up.
But did France play a three-man midfield?
Sorry?
Did France play a three-man midfield?
Yeah, with Tolisso as the other midfielder.
Tolisso is kind of doing the right-hand side and midfield.
I just think that you play Pogba with a competent midfielder, he will perform. Doesn't matter if it's one or two, he'll always perform. It's just that he's playing with Fred and McTominay, who we're not even talking about Man United.
Let's not go into the club scene.
Yeah.
Right.
Go on, Adi.
I was going to say, I think that for me, the game kind of got ignited and spoiled by the referee, because obviously some of the decisions got the game excited, but then he spoiled it with that Mbappe decision. And basically France have been coasting. Is what they did in the World Cup, where they're coasting the group stages.
Yeah,
they look unconvincing in the early knockout stages, and suddenly the belief comes into the team and they start playing to their potential. So I don't know. I think they dodged a bullet today, because the decisions. Yeah, because the decisions favoured them.
Yeah, but even if France lost, who would they have got? England.
Yeah, well, England got lucky then, didn't it? But I mean, they could have. At one point, everyone was moving around in that team. France could have ended up third and played Belgium next. You get it? So yeah. I think, now they got a good draw. I think they play Switzerland or something.
They're playing Switzerland in the next round, France are.
Yeah,
so I'm sure they'll be favourites. But in terms of Germany, I mean, what on earth was happening there? It was 1-0 to Hungary, then they come back and straight away concede a goal, and then finish up 2-2. Did England get the right team, it seems like?
Since Ozil stopped playing, Germany haven't been good. Since there's no evidence of racism in that German FA or whatever, they have been terrible, and it serves them right. Germany have good players and efficient players, but they're just missing something. They will have games where they will dominate a team, power through a team, and then they have other games like today where nothing's working. But because Hungary aren't a great team, they managed to get their 2 goals and get a draw. But that kind of performance against a better team, Germany lose that game.
Hence why I said yesterday that I'd be happy if England played Germany, because I think everyone's living on this hype. Oh, Germany, a tournament team, they turn up for the big. This Germany team is just a joke. They don't do any defending. They don't have any defensive midfielders. They have crap central defender. I mean, Ginter and Hummels are more interested in going into midfield than actually defending. Their balance is all wrong, and I just think any good team that plays 2 CDMs is going to just pick them apart. Even a half decent team, and everyone's going crazy about the result against Portugal, but Portugal had plenty of chances in that game, and Portugal are quite the problem with Portugal is their front 3 don't come back and defend at all. That's the only reason why Germany were able to overrun them. But I can't see any other decent team that lets 3 players do nothing off the ball, other than Portugal. So I just think Germany, it's an excellent draw because they're going to come out, they're going to do what they do. And something in their philosophy has just gone wrong, because when they moved to this transition game and they've been, putting it into their youth systems and everything's become about this overloads and attacking and outnumbering the opposition in the forward areas, to the point where there's no decent German defenders coming through now. They've got loads of good German attacking talent coming through, but even if you look at defensive mid, they haven't got defensive mid. Leon Goretzka, who looked like a good defensive mid, has been turned into a number 10 at Bayern, or attacking midfielder. So they actually don't have no defensive mids. They don't have no centre backs of no even coming through the system. They're just a team that wants to over attack and not defend.
No Özil, no party.
Ignore that. I mean, in terms of
place for Africa, party place for a team in Africa, man.
In terms of like England, and if you look at that side of their draw, I mean, if they beat Germany, they can potentially play either Sweden or Ukraine, and in the semi-final they can either play, I don't know, Netherlands, Czech, Wales, or Denmark. So I mean,
they're in the right side of the draw.
Easy right in, right?
Yeah. Well, we know what England are like.
If we talk about all the big teams and the good teams, they're actually avoiding all of them. They're avoiding Italy, Belgium, Portugal, and France.
And Spain's on the other side as well.
And Spain, yeah. So 6 big teams they've avoided by being top and being on this side of the draw.
Yeah, but Holland will beat England, and I think Germany would beat them too. So it's one of those.
We'll see. I can't see this Germany team beating England.
Let's not get carried away. Yeah, we lost to Iceland in the World Cup. Yeah, let's not get carried away.
They struggled against Scotland.
Right. England got Germany, and realistically, England should beat Germany. Simple.
Like I said,
however,
I hope you look big up Germany, innit? Next Tuesday, you best come on the podcast.
No, I'm not bigging up Germany.
I think on Tuesday.
I'm thinking that Joachim Löw obviously changed the philosophy. He took Muller out, he took Hummels out, and all this stuff to bring youth through, and then he ended up bringing them back. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's leaving anyway at the end of after this tournament. So maybe he just wanted one more big. Yeah, I think he wanted one more big push at a big tournament with the veteran players. However, look, England are funny. You don't know what Southgate's going to do now. If I was the England manager now, I would be starting with Saka and Grealish next game. But I know that Foden's going to come back. I know that he might change. I don't think Mount's going to play. I don't think
Mount is back on Monday. I think Mount is back on Monday, so he should be.
I guarantee Mount plays.
Yeah. So we don't know. We don't know. Is Tyrone Mings coming back?
I really don't think it matters which line that England go with.
You don't think so?
Germany are so open. Whichever one of the line attacking players they go with, they will have a field day on the counter.
But you've got to remember, Germany's midfield is kind of their
But their midfield don't defend. It's Cruz
don't
and
defend, but they keep
Gundogan who
possession.
both want to push up and get involved.
But they keep possession, and England have Declan Rice and Phillips.
But the thing is, they don't keep possession for the sake of it. They keep possession to attack. So the thing is, it doesn't make a difference having two great possession-based midfield because they're looking to send it forward straight away all the time. So I just think, I know anyone who's watched Germany's games will see they're the most open team.
100%.
I think the only team that's worse defensively is Turkey. And I genuinely believe that.
Wow.
I genuinely believe that.
No, Adil, you're right. I think England should beat them. But you know how England. I'm not saying that it's England bottling. In England for some reason they get shook. You know, like I said to you earlier, messaging you. You better play the bigger nations than the smaller nation. Play Germany, play the Portugal, play the France, play the bigger teams because it's better to play those teams and get that experience. You want to win a tournament, you need to play the best.
Yeah, you got to play
Hungary,
the best.
If Hungary was finishing second, I still be worried because these kind of teams that England struggle with sometimes.
At one point, it was going to be Hungary because they were.
Yeah, I know. Let's not beat around the bush. In England 3 games, they were poor against Scotland. There was no heart in Scotland. The first game, they played some decent football to an aged Croatia team. Against Czech Republic, yes, we had a few chances. However, Czech Republic had that half a chance where they could have scored on that. Any other team, like a German or a Portuguese team, that half a chance they score it.
Ruel, I mean,
what concerns me?
The other way, we still had
Germany ain't got good finishing.
We have 3 clean sheets from it. So
yeah, but what concerns me is
look at the chances they had today. They can't put the ball in the net unless it's a open goal.
What concerns me is the fact that Harry Kane is not scored yet, and we need to start firing.
Except for Sterling.
Yeah,
By the way, hold on. Before this,
I said it.
That guy in the bottom left of my screen was saying that Sterling shouldn't even go to the tournament.
I still agree. I still don't. Other than the goals, he's done nothing. But I think other players are better.
Wait, other than the goals, the only 2 goals that England scored, he's done nothing.
Yeah, but
nobody's done anything.
But can you prove to me? Show me evidence whether if Rashford started, he would have scored more. You can't because it's all based on opinions.
I'll give you the evidence. Sterling played. He scored the goals. That's the evidence.
Yeah, but Rashford didn't. So the evidence isn't. You can't prove me wrong. Either way. Either way, you can't prove me wrong, family.
Sterling played. He got the goals. That's it.
Fam, I did. Let's not drag this. Listen, we all knew that Sterling would start. He was on form, not for Man City, but he was form for England. I think he scored 15 goals out of 19 games for England. He's doing his thing. What concerns me is for us to win this tournament, we need. I don't know what's wrong with Harry Kane at the moment. We needed firing because
Harry Kane's been at Spurs for too long. He still thinks he's playing with Højbjerg and those guys over there.
We need Harry Kane to. I hope Gareth Southgate. I'm sure you're watching this program. We're quite famous here. Yeah? Please play Saka. Saka deserves to start and play Grealish because Harry Kane in the 3rd game with Saka and Grealish had a good partnership. They played well together, and I hope he doesn't destroy that. And Sancho,
Sancho should be playing, and I don't understand why he's not.
Yeah.
Is there an injury issue or something there? Because
he played in the warm-up game. That's all there is to it. I mean, he dropped down the pecking order. He played the last warm-up game, so I don't have a problem with Sancho not playing.
Southgate said Sancho doesn't have tournament experience.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what he says.
That's what he said.
He's got to make a reason up just to, he's got to say something different from saying, I don't fancy the guy. I think other players are better. He can't say that because he's not performing as good as other players.
Fam, you have to look at this too, is the fact that we were all shouting. 1 minute. We were all shouting.
If the reason is because you think other players are better, just say that. I don't understand why.
But once you pick the player in your squad, you're not going to say that because you might need him. You still want him to be motivated.
What you'll say is so and so, you'd say Saka's had a better couple of games, which is why he's playing. You won't say he's a better player.
But that would put pressure on Southgate, because then loads of people will say they disagree. So the answer he gave is the best political answer.
Okay, Southgate said Sancho doesn't have tournament experience. Neither does Mount, neither does Declan Rice, neither does Calvin Phillips, neither does Saka, neither does Grealish, neither does Foden. Those are all the players that are playing ahead of him who have just as much caps as he does. So his excuses, it doesn't make sense.
Listen,
obviously, the whole excuse is a joke, because if you go into it, Sancho has more tournament experience than most. He won the under-20 World Cup with England, and I think he just missed the final because Dortmund called him back, but he played the whole tournament before that. So it's not like he hasn't got tournament experience, because he's played loads of youth tournaments for England. But he just gave an answer because he knows the pundits and the journalists in England are lazy and they're not going to really pick up on it. But that's the answer. As soon as he gives an opinion, they're going to eat him alive on it. They're just going to make a bigger meal out of it.
Look, the fact of the matter is the Scotland game, people were shying out for creativity, right? Right. And he played Grealish and he played Saka in the third game. Now, did he make the wrong decision for not playing Sancho? Because I'll be honest with you, we were not shouting for Saka to play. We were shouting for Sancho to play and Grealish to play. He played Grealish, he played Saka, and you think, wow, Saka's had a phenomenal game. So, in a way, Southgate's got it right. Now, you got the problem is he ain't going to drop Sterling. Sterling scored goals and he's doing it for England. And the other side, Foden's, he's been okay. However, Saka's come in, he's taking his opportunity, and he's not going to drop Harry Kane no matter how much. He might take him off, but you're not going to drop him if he's out of form. So where do you fit Sancho in? So you have to understand, as an England manager, he's got all these personnel that he wants to play, but however, he can't drop Sterling, he can't drop his captain, if you drop, for example, Kane, we'll be here, and we didn't win. We'll be here, sitting here. We don't care if Kane hasn't played well last week. How can you drop Harry Kane? How can you drop Harry Kane? What is he doing?
None of that.
So he's in a catch-22. And now, you tell me, fam, does Sancho start next game? Does Sancho he might play a part, but do you think he should be starting?
But that's what it is. That is my thing with him, his usage of Sancho. England have qualified. They are winning a game. Certain players who are still on the pitch aren't playing well. Kane, Saka had a good game. He completed the game. Sterling scored his goal. These players are still on the pitch until the 78th minute, was it? Before 80-something minute before Sancho came on.
I think Southgate's totally different. I mean, for him, it's still 1-0, so it's still a tight game.
Yeah.
Czech Republic, no matter what, even though they never had a goal threat, they played well in midfield and keeping the ball enough to keep England honest. Now, the thing is, Sancho's work rate is nowhere near as good as Sterling, Saka, and that's actually what it comes down to. Is the reason why Sancho isn't playing is because he's lazy off the ball. He does not track back. He doesn't have the intensity like Saka does, like Mount does, and like Sterling does. Like even Foden does. So I think that's the main thing
that is.
These players are ahead of him because of work rate and not because of really their creativity or ability.
He's a fantastic player. He's a fantastic player. And
Saka's my star voice. I don't really care.
Yeah, listen, look, the future for England is bright. Sancho is going to be, he will be part of that team.
Not with Southgate as manager.
Right.
I mean, let's move on. Let's move on from the Sancho business, because I mean, he's not really going to play the next game and really look to.
And then England have a lot of good players. If they never played Foden, everyone would gun him for not playing Foden. If they know, the only one is the only problem I have is the fact that Mount is untouchable.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's been that good so far in the tournament. He's looking to take shots more than create and be a part of the team. And he plays too much to one side of the pitch. But I just feel like he's an undroppable player with Southgate, and that's the only one I question. I don't question him starting, but
It's
I don't
fun.
like the
I don't
status that he
question
doesn't
it.
even come off.
I just
Adil,
think he's
fam.
putting him in the wrong position. That's it.
Adil and fam, do you think in the next game against Germany, that Henderson should be starting?
It depends on who starts with him.
Not against Germany.
Personally, to me, against Germany, I'd have Calvin Phillips, Mount. Well, it depends. It'll be Calvin Phillips, Bellingham, and Grealish or Mount as a 10, depending on how fit Mount is. Because
Yeah, I would have both Rice and Calvin Phillips against.
would you? Oh,
Just because of Germany, not because that's my favorite 11. Because of Germany, it's an easy win with two defensive mids. The way they overload in the 10 positions for the full wing backs to push up the pitch. They just play high risk football, man.
I'm gonna tell you
they
now.
have 3 10s on the pitch, and then two wing backs pushing on, and then 2 central midfielders pushing on. I mean, it's perfect for a flat 4 and 2 defensive mids then to hit them on the break. So I think just for that game, I would definitely go with Rice.
Do you think Southgate might change to a back 5?
Nah, if England start
To
with
fit in Maguire.
Rice and Calvin Phillips as the double pivot, regardless of the score, those two are going to have a very, very bad game. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
I don't think so. Because I think the thing is, I'd question them if it was against guys who run at them, but because Germany's game is all transition passing, it's not like only player who plays with individual plays Gnabry, but everyone else is looking to pass and move. I think Phillips and Rice are excellent at intercepting and reading the passes. That is their game. So I think they're going to be very effective in breaking up the play in that game.
I don't even think Declan Rice should be playing for England. I think.
I don't think he deserves to be starting the 3 games he has. But for this game,
better.
just from a tactical point of view, I would have him. But yeah, moving forward, I'd love to see Bellingham in there. I think Bellingham is needs to be in that. You need a more or Henderson. You need a more dynamic midfielder alongside the defensive mid.
Which is where I'd play Mount, and that's what I mean when I say Mount's playing the wrong position.
See, I'm not saying because I'm a Liverpool fan, but when Henderson came on last game, you see a difference. Now, I don't think he's ready. I'm not sure, but he came and he made a difference. What I'm trying to say,
I told you, and then Calvin Phillips did Rice's job better than him all by himself, which freed up positions going forward.
Well,
that's why Henderson.
That second half was poor, though. Not gonna lie. That second half.
Crap.
Southgate saw the game out. Southgate, the way he lined him up, the way he saw the game out. Look, England's got a good chance. I just hope they don't freeze on the moment because Germany, they are.
I'm gonna say here now, England are gonna win by 2 clear goals. It's gonna be the first game they score more than 1 goal against Germany.
Wait, is Kane scoring, Adil?
Yeah, I think
Kane. A pen.
Sterling
with
scoring
Hummels and Ginter at the back. Kane is scoring definitely.
Sterling scoring both.
I know. You know what the funniest thing is? If England don't win and say like they go semi-far, by the end of the tournament, everyone's going to be gunning Sterling. That's just how the England fans are.
That's what the media is.
They're going on like he's smashing it because he scored. But let's be honest, aside from the goals, he's the least effective attacker in the England team. He's not been that much different from Kane in terms of performance.
So hold on.
Everyone's raving about Grealish. Everyone's raving about Saka because they're actually doing something on the pitch.
Sterling's been the least effective.
Yeah.
Because less effective than Kane.
In the attack, because at the end of the day, Kane, a lot of the reasons why Kane is not being effective, no one gives him the ball. You haven't got that player who's getting the ball into him.
It's because
Sterling's getting the ball all game and doing nothing with it.
Kane's playing as a number 10. That's why he's not getting the ball where he should be.
Even if he's playing as a number 9, they're not getting the ball into him. This England team doesn't play anything central. Even Mount's not getting the ball.
Before we go, he
has to push on to the left wing to get the ball.
question for you all. Who's winning the tournament?
Well, I said France from the beginning, yeah. So.
Yeah, are you still on France, yeah?
I want to go to England, innit, because of the side of the
England?
know that. Honestly, not gonna lie.
What about Euro?
If you,
I said
if
France.
that
I
side,
said
it's
France,
easy.
France and Italy. And I start of the campaign. I said France and Italy. And I said Italy's dark horses. So
What about you, Edo? Don't
I
say
said France at the start, so
you sticking with France.
yeah, I got a feeling Belgium.
It just seems like they have to get better. I mean, they can't keep continuing to play in second gear. Eventually, Mbappe has to start clicking, which is the biggest thing for me right now. Is Mbappe is not clicking at the moment.
Yeah.
When he does, that team's gonna just look like world beaters straight away.
Go on,
Yeah,
Famik.
'cause I was saying
Who's
France
winning it,
before-
Famik? Who's winning
See,
it?
I was saying France before the tournament started, and I'm still going to stay with France. But watching the games, Italy have been the most impressive team.
I don't know. For me, since watching the game, I've been really impressed with Belgium.
Belgium's tough too.
Because they're a bit like England, where they got the tactical. They're changing their tactics, so you can tell their players can play different systems.
Yeah,
They've got winners in their team. I mean, they've got Lukaku coming off a winning season. They've got De Bruyne. So I think they got the right mix, and now starting to see the way they're starting to trust Denaya and Boyata, who I think is better than having the old guard
yeah.
at the back. I'm starting to feel like they could.
But is that defense good enough, though, innit? With
That's what I was going to say. I get what you mean, but I just don't know if they're good defensively. Good enough.
I think they're stronger. They're stronger with Boyata, and I know Denaya made a mistake, but last game he was really good.
But I mean,
I don't know.
can
Depends if they go back to the old guard.
Can Portugal cause them trouble? Because obviously they got 3 players up front.
Nah.
No?
Nah. Portugal aren't the team to do it.
Even against Hungary, they weren't that impressive. They scored 3 late goals.
I don't think anybody's
Hungary
been
was in
impressive
that game
against
the whole
Hungary,
time.
to be fair. Nobody was impressive against Hungary. Hungary.
But you know
did
what?
them some
Big
justice.
credit to Hungary, though, innit? In a group of
Yeah.
them, they showed up.
They turn, and it's a shame for them because you think some of the other groups, we saw the teams that have gone through.
Yeah.
They've literally only turned up for 1 game and been non-existent for 2 of them. You know,
Yeah,
teams like
really.
Switzerland and you just think that, Hungary deserves to go through.
Yeah, they did.
They look like a team that could cause problems.
Right. I mean, that's all she wrote, I guess.
Top goal scorer. Who do you reckon is going to get it? Ronaldo's on 5 now, yeah?
Depends on who goes further. But if Portugal go further than Belgium, Ronaldo will win it. If not, Lukaku will win it.
See, players like Ronaldo is doing it for Portugal. And Lukaku, man, I tell you what, that guy's a beast of a player, man. I cannot believe how phenomenal he's become. And he was very good before. I don't know what happened to him Man United for overweight, but
I can't believe they compared him to Morata.
Who? Who compared him to Morata?
When Chelsea signed him, they were saying, they picked picking Morata was the better option between him and Lukaku.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that was just because he rejected Chelsea to go to United at the time.
Did he reject them?
Yeah, because they were front of the queue at the beginning.
Yeah, they wanted him
to
back.
sign. That's why when he signed for Inter, he admitted that he rejected Conte before for United.
And now
Anyway.
he didn't make that mistake.
Anyways, guys, thank you for coming on today, and thank you everyone for watching. Make sure
come on, England!
It's coming out!
It's
coming out!
Don't laugh at me, Andy, okay? Allow it.
I don't have. It's Steve who has an issue with you doing it, not me. Like I said, the draw has opened up for them.
All I'm saying is I'm doing it
They
every
beat Germany. The only other threat is Netherlands, who I don't think is a great team.
I don't think Netherlands are great. We're gonna do them. But anyways,
So
thank you.
it's opened up.